And then sign it.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so you got this. Perfect. I don't know what to do. I have a shoe tendon. That's why I'm always with a cane. No, it's been like that for years. Or forever. I have to watch my day, but I can sort it out.
There's nothing else attached. Okay, this is. I saw a woman who's going to be younger this morning. No, she's telling me she's a woman. Okay, as of today, it is still in this name, Julius. And there was one more thing I had. Maybe I
Oh, she's not over here, right?
Oh,
This is Julius, and this is for my son. Okay, 2019, approving him, and she is staying right here. So. Just, thank you. Oh, God. I always print mine out.
so Dory told me that you contacted him.
He was supposed to come Friday, he didn't come. When he said he didn't want to come, then he was coming Saturday morning. He
Yeah.
never came back, it's the end of January.
And he said that you contacted him and told him that you wanted to, that you had to, you had something going on, something with the smell, and you were postponing.
No, there's nothing with the smell, that's not
So you
me.
never spoke to him?
No, it's about the water stain in the front bedroom.
I know that, but.
But
So
never
I told
discussed
him-
anything about the smell with him. He was gonna come back. Do you remember he said,
Yeah, yeah,
and I
yeah.
even got the little spray bottle.
Yeah, yeah,
And there's
yeah.
nothing, it's a month ago.
But he said, that's why he said, well, that's why I didn't come, because I didn't need to be there again, except for just that. And, so when I spoke to him Friday, concerning the Saturday, he told me, he's here till 5.
I'm home at 4:30 every single day.
Yeah. And
He has
according
not
to him,
contacted me, I reached out to him, he has not contacted me. And then you haven't gotten back to me about the attending the visit. Family coming in.
1 second. One of the board members here, this is in your building, correct? So what they did, they sent me an email, you know, that they wanted to push it off or not do it at all. So I put you guys on hold. So I gotta
Thank
get
you,
with
that's
you.
what I just needed
That's
to
what I
sign.
get, that's what I got.
I understand that, but this is something, you know, I need a response.
Yeah.
I need an answer.
So.
It's not counting.
No.
Okay.
Because she said that she got with you guys,
As a,
yeah, that she got with you guys.
Giuliani, but I think
Yeah,
he
she
might
did.
have had
No, I spoke with Louise and I said, so, and she said that she got the guys, and so on and so forth.
okay. All right, but you know, these people are waiting for me to let them know.
But she said, you guys got this.
email,
Nobody short.
Look at you, all dressed up, showing off where you're being.
I am here every single day.
I'm so glad.
Like you
I
know,
was safer in Savannah than I did around 31st Avenue. Yeah, my son's friend
but I'm not
treated me
going to.
royal.
Blowing me off.
Hello?
That's correct.
Yeah, I mean, he said, my friend has been inviting me, but I want you to go to get some rest. Or we just go on, I said, I'll take it.
Yeah, for sure. How long were you there?
Within 5 days.
Okay.
Toured, took me everywhere. Yeah, and I
Did you get outside of Havana? Other parts of the island?
we went to hotel, we went to, there's an artist there, and we went to his place 3 hours from the line. We went, Cuba has 15 provinces, we went to 3 of them. And some of them were 3 hours away from Atlanta. It was fantastic. You know, I was able to ask his friend some questions when I read the Miami Herald. He took me to different places. And I said, I'm glad you clarified. Did you know there was a bridge in Atlanta? There's a what? There's a bridge. The highest bridge in the Caribbean. He took me to it and I said, and cars were going across. It was fantastic. Yeah, I needed the break. Really did. Really did. I said, how you been? Okay, I got you. I see some people around the tree. Yeah, I got one. Thanks. I wrote 2 this time.
You go on vacation? I left there when I was 11 and I haven't gone back.
One son invited me, and he said, so me, I'm sending you to the
We're asking that everybody hold their comments, let the construction people and the engineers give us all the information that they are here to provide to us. Keep your cell phones, please, on vibrate or silent. If you need to take a phone call, please do it outside of this room. When we open the floor, then keep in mind that we'll limit the discussion to 3 minutes. We ask that everybody be recognized and be respectful and not interrupt each other, and that we move on and be ready to discuss the subjects at hand. So, with that in mind, I'm going to turn it over and let you guys fill us in.
Okay, good evening, everyone.
All right, this is basically a continuation of a meeting we started 2 weeks ago that we never got complete.
Larry, can you come up this way and talk? Say, that way they don't have to turn straight their head. And if you can speak a little louder. Thank you so much.
Okay, yeah, so this is a continuation of a meeting we had 2 weeks ago that never continued. And we do have some TV issues that we need addressed in order that we could move this project forward and complete it in the quickest possible time. The contractor is kind of absent still, they're on their way. So I'm going to just give a briefing as to where we are on the project now and then discuss the other points. Even contractor should be there so he could respond, but anyway we can move on. So currently, as of last week, we completed the roofs on buildings 7, 8, and 14. City have performed the inspections, everything is fine. But they still continue on putting the facer works, 48 and all these type of things, but the roofs are public. And following that, a document was circulated as to the installation or installation of new upper windows, because we need to get the upper windows, this thing closed off as we move along, because very soon work should commence on the lower sections. All right. So basically, we have just about 5 more roofs, I think, to complete. Marjorie, what 5 more roofs to complete, right?
Yes.
Why do you want to?
Anyway, it just we only have buildings in phase 1 and 2 to complete roofs. I think that's building 4 and 5. 9, 10, and 11. These are the 5 roofs that we have to complete. Hopefully, works are supposed to start on building 4 this week, but they had a little delay on building 3 because, and also they're trying to do some finishing works on the last few buildings, like the upper sections, 18, 40, and those type of things. So hopefully we should see them start on building 4 next week, and maybe 5 and another one. So we're trying to really push this roof so we could move to the lower section. So what I mentioned about the windows, it was circulated on the portal and emailed to persons that the buildings where we have completed the roofs, we need persons to move forward in installing new windows or reinstalling the windows that was removed.
Are you talking about in general or by phase? Because
In general, because we have completed about
in every
nine buildings in the last few weeks, and some of them are just blocked up with a 30-pound waterproof barrier. Okay? So we need to get windows installed. I know some persons are going with the contractor and paying him for new windows, and he has ordered them and he's waiting. But there's some persons who have decided to get their own contractor and buy the windows from a different supplier. So we're trying to push these persons to move forward with this window installation. And those who have decided to replace their same windows, we need them to move forward and get someone to get these windows installed so we can complete these panels on the upper sections of the building.
I've been waiting for, I think, somebody to answer when can I start installing my windows, because
Well, we
I already ordered
we
them.
circulated that last week.
I
right there?
sent an email, Dorian answered me, he said that you needed to get in touch with me, so, so we can figure out if it's
That's an
ready.
individual situation, so I'm gonna ask that you get with him after the meeting and
Okay.
discuss that directly.
Yes,
with him.
because
But-
basically,
Yeah, I was just gonna say too, any windows that are being installed, whether it's an old windows being installed or new windows being installed, the contractor and the engineer must be notified of the installation so that they can oversee it and make sure that it does not invalidate the work that they have done. We've had situations where people have had a handyman, I guess, come in and cut stuff and tear stuff out that was done by the contractor, and it invalidates their work, and it also leaves the building, or that unit anyway, open to mold and leaks. So need to make sure that if you're having anything installed, old or new, that it's overseen by the contractor and the engineer.
That's why I haven't done anything, because I'm waiting on their
All
reply.
right, so,
but if you are well informed, we have circulated documentation where residents who are planning on bringing in a foreign contractor with new windows to move forward. But there's also a document that we need to at least be there to supervise the installation, as she said, that something that happened don't happen again.
Where is that document that is circulating? Is it in the website? Is it?
No, we've been sending it out, preparing it for certified mail.
So it's not, it hasn't been sent out yet, right?
Yeah, we're. Certified mail.
But it's been circulating by email
Certified mail.
and then by
Can it be resent because I have not received
Yeah,
that?
but some of the email addresses are bouncing back, so you can I'll get with you after, okay,
okay, so,
okay.
yeah, let's also make sure that we get that up on the website, if it's not already there. Okay, so,
Yeah, we should be too.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
all right.
yes.
I ordered my windows through Doran,
Then that's fine.
but I haven't seen anybody, because
Yeah,
it's been a
because-
while.
Yeah, because sometimes the supplier and the other company takes a little time, but as long as you went through it, it's okay.
Did Doreen contact you?
I gave him a deposit,
Then that's fine.
yeah, and I signed
Right,
That's fine.
right, yeah, it's, right now, hurricane windows, I think, are, 8 weeks out is
Yeah,
what
high
it
demand.
takes to
They're on high
manufacture.
demand.
Yeah, yeah, so, at least 8 weeks, so it depends, on how many they get ordered and how backed up they get, so, yeah. And that's all companies right now, not just the one that is supplying the windows through Austin.
Okay. So, we need to get this situation, as I said, handled out, so we can. We will need to sit and discuss this deadline, because everyone has to be informed of seems like person's been just installing stuff. And right now, it's basically a decision between the board and management to deal with this issue because the contractor is still.
We already met with them this morning.
Oh, you met with it?
Yep.
So it's been ironed out.
Yep.
Okay.
I made an appointment a week ago, because I'm here every day.
Okay, so then what's happening with that?
Hey, what's the resolution?
So, I made an appointment with him a week ago, and we met, if we talk about the same person.
Yes,
In courtyard, in phase one, okay, phase two. Okay, so we met at 10 o'clock this morning, because the owner was out of the country, and, so he's gonna,
Excuse me, I can barely hear Diana due to the conversation in the back. I'd appreciate it if we give Diana undivided attention so all of us can hear what she's saying.
so the homeowner was out of town, out of the country. He came back last night. I met with him at 10 o'clock this morning with Doran. And so he's going to pull a permit. To do it correct, yes. He's gonna, instead of having it reinstalled, he's gonna pull a permit. And then Doran is supposed to send an email with the specs that is needed. And if there is a cost with going back into the roof to do this, the necessary repairs, if he insists on having it done because of this electrical panel that we want to have in the back, then it will be a cost for the gentleman instead of on the association.
What's the time frame we're giving him? A week or 2 weeks?
Well, he was all ready to go, so Doran should have the scope for him by tomorrow, because he had to get with you, Larry. So I guess he hadn't had an opportunity. And once he do that, then we send it to the gentleman, because he wants to have it done as soon as possible.
Yeah, because that's my understanding, that's a fire hazard.
Well,
It could be, yes.
It
no,
could be.
no, everything was disconnected, so there's no
Okay.
issue at this time. No, everything was taken care of.
Okay.
He wanted to have it reinstalled.
Okay.
So in order for him to have it reinstalled
He needs a
properly,
permit.
and
Okay.
upgrade his panel, okay?
Okay, that's it.
So there is no fire hazard or anything else.
Not right now.
Everything was disconnected and removed.
Okay.
Alright. The other item, I have feedback on window installation as per city requirements. This is something we have been discussing for a while. I'm just going to touch on it briefly. As we had already discussed, the city doesn't require you to change your upper window. If the engineer inspects it and deems it not good, then fine, you will have to replace it. But as per the city, these windows can be replaced as long as they're in good condition. Right? So no one is forcing anyone to buy new windows.
One.
That's new?
Alright? It has been discussed here over and over again, and persons keep calling me and asking me about that. So that's why I'm just repeating it. Discussion was there with the chief city inspector. He said, as long as the window is good, the city is not going to apply any pressure on anyone to change the window. The only thing, if it's a 30, 40-year-old window and it's not impact, then you have to install a shutter. Say that it's a bulb, you're going to have to install a shutter that you don't have to climb to open and close. It has to be somehow be able to operate from the lower leg. It can be electrical or some manual thing. Yes.
This has been an issue that it was not clear at the beginning, or was said a different way at the beginning. Because I remember very clear, at the beginning they said everybody must change. Then now change it, the things, and now you said differently. So that's what everybody basically bought a new one. But now it has been it's going issue that is said different ways and not clear since the beginning. But now you said it, the people don't need to change, but almost everybody has changed. But what is going to happen with the first floor?
Listen, those persons who have changed chose to change. No one was forced to change. No one. Everyone who placed new windows changed it off their own will.
Well, what they said, the last time that what they said is this, because the rule, it was not a code or something different, so everybody must change it because it was going to be some gap over there, so there was
And
needed
my
to
apologies,
change.
but that's
Okay, excuse me, let her finish speaking. Okay. If over a year ago, I spoke with the chief engineer and brought his email to the board and to the residents, and he said very clearly that the old windows could be reinstalled if they were not damaged and were usable. If they were reinstalled, they have to have a shutter. The shutter cannot be a manual shutter because it is on the second floor. It would have to be electric or some other system where you are not climbing up on the roof. They will not allow it to be closed by climbing on the roof. Okay? If you install a hurricane impact window, you do not need the shutter. And that's what he said over a year ago, and that's what we've been saying for over a year. So yes, that's.
I'm sorry, it was not that like they said, because if everybody's here, they can tell you that it was different. I'm sorry, but that was
The
I'm sorry,
language
but
has
it's not like that. It has
And
no
the
way
way
it's
it's been we have a meeting recorded,
It's not
and
any
in one of the
fault
meetings he was
of
saying
anything,
because
but
it
I
was
don't think-
so
Okay,
short.
wait, there's two people talking here, so I can't. I can't, all right? This woman in the back, I'm sorry, and
Yeah, my name is Norma, and what I'm saying is I was in the meeting, and we had all the meetings recorded, and I was in this meeting, that's why I went through like a headache, because they said the coding changed with Brava, that we need to replace the windows, and we had that in recording, and that's why people are changing the window, including me, that I had to like get a loan. And finally I got my loan, and you finally approved it, but that was not what we heard. And I feel bad for those people that have to replace the windows, I didn't have the means to do it, but fine, it needed to be replaced. But I know that we record all the meetings, and every time it's a different information. And it's affecting our our health, our finance.
I'm sorry if that's what you
Heard, right?
No, that's, I don't believe that's what we said over a year ago after the discussion with the chief building inspector from the city of Plantation. We have repeatedly said this over and over. We are suggesting strongly that we put hurricane windows at least on the upper level because of the fact that you would have to have a shutter system up there, okay?
Excuse me, the gentleman has his hand up.
All right, so one thing, they are correct. I've been hearing about meetings for the last year. There's never been a communication of we had the choice of choosing our windows or replacing them. It was always told we were forced to change our windows depending on how we wanted to do it. There was never a discussion about electrical shutters or anything like that. That's something I would have opted for if that were the choice given to me, but we were told, I even emailed Dorian under the pretense that we had to change our windows. This is the first time it's been communicated that we have the choice to keep our own windows. But besides that, even with the fact that we can change our windows, I'm part of building, 4 or 5 of phase 1, and you've already taken our windows. I don't know where you guys have placed those windows. Do you guys have those windows on standby to put them back when it's done?
Yes, when they remove the windows, they normally store it in your backyard, or if it's not there, they put it on the basketball.
Okay, I just want to know because I know mine was removed. I was under the pretense that I had to get the windows. This is new information to me, and I would prefer to keep my windows if I can and put the electric shutters that you're suggesting. But I
You
will say,
understand that the electric shutters are going to be as much as, or if not more.
I would like the choice, and I would like to be told that I had a choice.
Well, you have a choice.
Yes, I know. I appreciate you for being the first one to clearly communicate that.
Thank you.
That's what I want to say. I just want to thank you for being the first one to clearly communicate that we had the choice. We were not told by our community that we had the choice to change, because that's what we want to reflect in our actions right now. That's what I want to say. I mean, it could have been discussed a year ago, that's fine. I'm not debating whether the time when it was discussed and how it was discussed. I'm saying right now on February 27th, 2025, this was the first time anyone has been told we had a choice to choose between our old windows and our new windows. And I want to thank you for that. That's it.
And I want to add to that, that I went to the city and spoke to Rudy, the chief building inspector, two times in person, and Carmen, the other assistant building inspector, and she also advised that there's a grandfather type clause in the building codes where you can replace some of the windows with like kind and quality glazed materials. And so that needs to be clarified as well. Meaning you can replace it with if they don't make, like, for example, the top 4 windows anymore, then you can replace it with the same size, like kind of quality windows.
Yeah, but you might.
They gave me, I have it in writing, and I highlighted the codes that she referenced, and I got her contact information if you want to reach out to her.
Yeah, I know.
Jealousy windows are really not secure in any fashion, and that's what the upper windows are, and that's the reason we have strongly suggested that they be replaced. Now, as far as what Sean says about that's the first I've heard of that, but again, you have to remember that this is a community that has certain visual standards that must be maintained, and you can't just put up a window. Yes, sir.
But according to the city, they said our windows in our specific area are not a problem, so why weren't we given a choice? Or told we had a choice from the get-go? Like, even if we have a standard that we have to hold up to, if the city sees the windows and said, these windows are fine, but we would suggest putting hurricane shutters, why are we told that we are suggested to do that? Why are we being told we have to?
I don't know, I'm sorry, I don't recall ever saying.
And I'm sorry, that's not a good apology, because you and whoever's representing you are telling us different information. We would feel like as a community that you would have our best interest to know that, hey, we're a community that may not make that much money, but we live in this community and we want to make it cost effective for everyone who lives here. So you to come to us right now and say, I'm sorry, that was communicated, that's a very bad optic if you catch what I'm
Well,
saying.
and I apologize to you for you not understanding.
No, time out. You're not going to say I'm not understanding. I can speak English clearly. What you said.
In the subject.
No, it's not in the subject. You're not going to.
I've heard you,
and I see you getting red because you're getting mad because I'm confronting you. And this is just accountability. These guys are just accountability. I don't even have to yell. I'm just saying accountability because you feel some type of way that I'm catching you on what you're saying. And that's okay. You can feel that way. You were entitled to the way that you're feeling. But I'm saying there should have been a communication from the top. Not you, Larry. I'm not looking at you. I'm just looking directly at her because she's the one who's leading us. You're the one who leads us. We look to you to protect us when it comes to you fighting the city. So if you're saying, no, you guys have to do something, and most of the community felt like, wait, this is going to kind of strap us, we would hope that you would communicate to us, hey, we're fighting for your side. We can keep some things. We're just trying to read the rules because we need a certification.
Sir, and your name again, please?
My name is Robert Busico. I stay in 1757 Northwest 74th Avenue. I'm the owner of my condo.
Okay, at 1757?
Yes, I'm 2 houses down from you.
Right. Okay, Robert, I'm going to go back through all of the minutes that have been posted on the website and pull that information and forward that to you, okay?
That's fine, but it should,
So,
we've been doing this,
continue on.
I've had my property for 2 years and we've had the discussion for over 2 years. Why is it that over 2 years, even when we moving in here, you said you were redoing the roofs, why did now come that we have a choice to choose our windows? Like, it's 2 years.
I told you guys we're gonna keep having this every meeting because they weren't disseminating a singular document that outlines all of
Okay,
this.
so they
It's
gave us
running into
information
the
that
bottom
was
line.
supposed to be given. Okay?
The bottom line is, we have a choice. If the window that is taken out is in usable condition, 40-plus-year-old windows, phase 1 was completed in 1978. We are looking at almost 50-year windows.
Okay.
These things are not going to work properly.
Is it possible we can put this information for
I was just
clarification?
asking.
I've been saying that for the last.
Okay.
Excuse me. Is it possible we can put this information on the website so it'll be clear to all the homeowners what's going on?
I do want to, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I wasn't here, okay? And I'm a little behind on my responses to you guys because I am here every single day. That a resident is like, do you live here? I mean, I know you see me every day, and different people here see me every single day. So one of the things that I just asked Larry, because sometimes the association can only give up what they're told. I'm not picking up for anyone. I'm on the outside looking in because I'm new. But from the different conversations that I've had with residents and with the contractors, and a lot of stuff given by mouth and not in writing, you know, and I have to say today, if you're gonna have a
I'm just raising my hand.
if you,
We have all that information recorded. We record all the meetings.
Okay.
We can pull
So,
that.
okay, so if you're going to have a conversation with a resident, please turn around and send that resident an email. That's a conversation I had today. Because a lot of the times that I'm here, running around to the different phases and trying to mitigate the different issues, you know, that they have, it's a ton of miscommunication. So I just asked Larry, I said, Larry, when the board gave out the information, did you guys know at the time that there was a choice? What was the response? No, until afterwards. Is that what you just said? So unfortunately, and like I said, I'm not picking up for anyone, I'm on the outside looking in. Okay? So, but everything can't go on one entity. So now, nothing we can do to go backward. Because if you keep looking in the rearview mirror, we can't see to move forward.
But you
So,
have to make policies based on.
I'm getting ready to say that. So, I think what we need to do to clarify some things moving forward, let's revise and send the information out correctly. Okay? So that way, and date it, so that way moving forward.
Who's in charge of taking the minutes? Every minute. Every meeting we should have some rep taking minutes and passing that information and posting on the board. So it's there if they did it correctly.
I understand.
So why have the member of the board taking minutes and we still misinformed?
Well, this is not a board meeting, it's informational. So, but I understand, for board meeting purposes.
Yeah, but
So,
the minutes of the board meeting are on the website.
yeah, they
And
go
can be
on
secured
after
and read.
each,
And
after
how
each
do
board.
other associations typically handle motions that get in committee meetings? What's the process for that in your other associations? Is it ratified at the first scheduled board meeting?
Yes, sometimes we do ratifications, or, you know, if minutes are taken at one board meeting, they don't get posted until they're approved at another board meeting. So the one from last board meeting would be at, okay?
Side note there real quick, that's why I'm so particular about the minutes and things getting pushed through in other meetings.
So, and remember, votes are the majority rules on any vote. So if somebody votes no, they vote no, but then we still have to move along. Because it just seemed like to repeat the same. So anyway, I think that, you know, let's clarify the information moving forward, because nothing we can do about it going in the past, and then send it to the board, then, you know, and just have it posted. You know, we can have it posted.
Could we ensure that we also include the guidance on the lower windows as well in that? Because that's gonna come up now that you're moving on to buildings.
Guidance, but this is what I was gonna speak for next.
Yeah, I'm sure, I just wanted to make sure that we need to tag that on there.
Yeah.
Like I said about the top windows, and now it's happening, every building you go to, because people do not all come to the meetings, every building you're going to hear the same.
Well, not only that, they don't even look at the portal.
They don't, but.
Because, you know, and I truly have to say that it's a lot to have done around here, you know? So I need, if there's something that you need off the portal, go and get it off the portal. I cannot be doing people's job for them with all the corrections that need to be done, you know, to go take stuff off the portal, download it, send it to them. I can't do that. I am here 4 or 5 hours. I could leave and then I'm just like, oh, something is happening, and then I come right back. So, you know, help me to help you.
Let's move the agenda.
Okay, so Larry?
So, good point. Larry's lower window.
Yes, about the lower windows. It's the same. You don't have to change lower windows unless you wish to.
That will be communicated in the updated.
In the letter our company sent stating about window replacement or whatever, it states that you don't have to put new windows if you don't want to.
Okay.
Question,
Then where is the-
with a clarification to that. Given the walls, or we understand now, which we should have been advised at the very beginning, going out 1.5 inches with plywood behind them, do the windows still have to be replaced?
The windows must be removed to do the work.
Guys, let's hear.
That is what I was going to explain before you ask the questions. With the hardy board installation, I know last meeting you had a document, which I researched. This was outdated. From 2020 onwards, the hardy board installation requires,
Okay, excuse me, let him finish talking, please.
requires the installation of the 5/8 plywood, the 30-pound material, and the spurring strips, and the hardy board.
After Andrew, yes.
So that is the requirement. So basically, if that is the requirement for this installation, this community or the board doesn't have to vote on it because that's mandatory.
Go right up there, yes.
So that's what's happening now.
We should have told that in the beginning now.
In order to put in these new side panels, the windows must be removed. Alright? The issue is replacing the windows because the contractor doesn't want to take on the responsibility of installing these same old windows for just in case that it leaks or causes damage to the building. He doesn't want to take up this responsibility. So that is why he's just asking, yes, he will remove it to do the works, store it properly, maybe on your property. If you don't have somewhere, maybe you can store it on the hard court or something. But when it comes to reinstallation, persons need to get a certified window installer to come and reinstall it. And it's the same procedure like the upper. You have to inform management and the engineering company when you're going to do it, so at least we can just be other contractor to just supervise to make sure that the installer doesn't damage what have been installed.
Is there a deadline?
Like already happened.
Like already happened.
Is there a deadline?
But when we have to set deadlines on these things, but then.
But then let's set the deadline so that we're not wasting, because here I am preparing a ton
Yeah,
of
but the thing
certified
with-
letters.
Correct. But the thing with setting a deadline is, I think we need to discuss it because someone can just kick up a window installer just like that because these people are engaged. It's something that they have to make appointments for.
I understand, but then say, okay, but say, within the next,
I mean, we can
Quarter
order a
of the
3 to
next-
4 week window, hopefully, to get someone to try and reinstall this window. Right? But then I can't go on for months. It's understood
That's
because we need to complete. So we will sit and discuss a justifiable time frame that will allow the person to communicate with the contractor. So,
Okay.
yes, your hand is up.
Yes, will the same thing apply for the sliding glass doors?
Well, the sliding glass doors, we're not too sure if they have to be removed unless if the frame has damage. Okay? Because what we're seeing in some units, the frame around the sliding door termite and rotting. You know? So in order to change, if they have to put in a new frame, then the sliding glass door will have to be removed.
And I would suggest.
Can I say one thing, please? So, you guys we're working on the second floor, basically, on top of the building. So, what we remove, everything basically is not rotten, either by tone. So we replace every sheet of plywood. But what I'm saying, what we see where the sliding glass doors are, you have the tie beam, no, built of wood. So we replace 2-3 pieces, how much we can go down, but then that has to be replaced from the bottom because the rest is still has turbines in it. So has to be taken out the door to be able to do that work and put all that back, and then that door put it back, you know. So the only thing over there with the doors, I'm not concerned because it's really under a tower, so it's not really, you know, a big problem like the windows, you know.
So like if you
So
remove the
that's-
sliding glass door, you replace it.
I install it for you guys, I don't have a problem with those things.
And,
You know, the only thing, you know, you guys have to, you know, we look at the door and you cannot make me lie with the door, oh, work perfectly, and now doesn't work perfectly, you understand? So it's things, but we need to, you know, to understand each other and get to a agreement, hey, listen, just put it back, whatever, you know, or.
And reinstalling that sliding door won't compromise whatever you put in there, like the windows per se, right? Because you said with the windows, you would suggest, with the windows on the lower floor, you would suggest replacing them because putting the old windows would cause.
Well, at the door,
No.
sir, yeah, let me explain, at the doors, the thing with the doors, I remove your door, so now, if I have to clean your door, you know, 2 inches out, I can do that, you know? But your window, I cannot do that. This window, what you guys have, you cannot do that.
Okay.
Because doesn't have the finished space, you know, which is, so the new window, if you guys come and look, has 3, like, dividers. So where goes the plywood and the waterproofing, then goes the battens, then goes the last one where goes the hardboard inside, you know, with the ceiling. So this window doesn't have, so this window, like somebody installed on the building over here, they cut everything we did and waterproof, everything is cut. It's removed, so all what we did is removed. So, and they installed the window. And now the finish, we cannot install the finish, we cannot finish because the window is too much in, so you cannot finish, so we're 1.5 inches more up. So I don't know how to finish for that leak, because if I finish it with just a frame around, like, you know, I make like a picture frame, you know, around, but that's gonna leak, it's gonna be, water is gonna see there, it's nothing I can do to get that water away from it.
Yeah, I caught that, but I'm saying.
Because I have to be under the window.
But the sliding door frame does not fall under that.
Well, no, if you have a sliding door what's outside, meaning, you know, on the face, finish one outside, but, you know, I cannot move it more out, then probably it's gonna be a problem. But most of the sliding door are in the terrace, or in the little, whatever, balcony.
Well,
So in the front it's a little different, you know, but even there we can move it. So basically what you're gonna have, you know, inside the drywall, probably 2 inches to be fixed around the door. That is what's gonna be around here. So, but that's the things what I wanna, but this is the discussion when we get to this point, you understand, to remove it, we can discuss. I already told you, most of the people to who I talk and ask me in their apartment, even to you, I think I said, the sliding glass door, I don't think you have to replace or anything, you know. So we remove it, but the only thing what I want for you to not, after I remove it and reinstall it back, to tell me, hey, work perfectly, and now it doesn't work,
But
it's
you
your
said
fault.
then why not sign the whole harmless?
Well,
Because
but
I'm saying
this
like
what
that's
I
fine.
want, yes. But
I'm
I never
fine.
said, you know, everybody needs to replace, so, but some units, they have a sliding glass door right at the edge, meaning at the deadline, there's no cover, no nothing, so I don't know if that was made addition or it's not original, so I don't know what's that, but I'm saying those is gonna be a problem because it's nowhere where to bring them or up.
So you're saying like depending on how intrusive the work might need to be
Yeah.
for the window or the slider, then that
Well,
would determine how you feel about the whole
I'm
harmless?
sorry, nothing the window. The window is, you
Just
can,
the sliders.
I try, I look, we try.
They can't do that.
So it's, I don't know how to finish it, to put it there, to not have problem. Maybe in the, you know, 6 months you're not gonna have a problem, but I have a 20-year warranty I give you guys, no dollar limit. So I don't wanna be liable for that for 20 years.
Well, yeah, that's why we offered you
I understand, but this is, this is the thing, because that can create, mostly on the upper floor, creates leaks on the roof. So, it's not necessarily the roof, it's the window.
I think that
So-
more people than you think would be very happy with you reinstalling what you can reinstall if you feel like you need to do the whole harmless, and I think a lot of people would be okay with not giving you.
I can do that for all your sliding glass doors, like I said
Okay,
from the
that makes
beginning,
me
that's
feel
not
a lot
my
better.
problem. The only
Yeah.
thing for the window, I cannot do that. I don't want to install it.
Could you take a picture for the sliding glass doors and just send it to us, showing us it needs to be, I don't care, I mean, everybody understands about the windows, but the sliding glass door, you can take a quick pic, or have one of your guys do it, and just send it to the owner, so they know that it has to be removed or whatever.
I can come to with it. I don't know which,
Yeah.
Larry, do you know which are the next buildings? So you're gonna start next building, I think is number
Well, we're going to do the roofs on number 4 next.
4. So, at number 4, I can come tomorrow
Number 4 and 5.
and walk to each unit, look, and I tell you about the door. But most what I do, like I said, is most of the sliding door in the back, they are inside, under the patio, no? So all of them, most of them. So only if somebody did a build out or whatever. So, but in the front, by the kitchen you have that. So that one we can move it more out. So those the sliding glass doors, they have about between 4 and 5 inches frame,
Yes.
like Jeff. So that one I can move it. The only thing you're gonna have is that gap, inside that has to be fixed. And basically that's it. I don't have a problem with those things. Because even the new ones, yes, they better, more rigid, more different, but an impact. But basically, by waterproofing, it's almost the same. They flat panels, they all come in flat.
Can we
Larry, I
get
think
to
that's
Jeff,
good.
'cause this is off
Yeah,
topic.
that's a good idea.
No, it's not, this is on the topic of the
Yeah.
last.
That one I
So windows and doors.
This is what we're talking about. So, would it be okay to add what he just said into that
Yes.
letter or whatever dissemination about the sliders? Because I think people would feel like a breath, off their chest, a weight off their chest, that they knew that there's a good chance that financially they're not going to have the burden of having to replace sliders.
But guys, I never was talking you have to replace the sliding glass door. We never talked about that. So, and even, I remember I did
No, but
a lot of you told her, and I told them, no, you, only if you want it. Now if you do, all the windows and you're not doing those, I don't know, it's up to you. But this is the thing, I offer.
Just trying to save money.
So,
Save,
money.
what
Some
you like to
people-
say, it's costing me money. Okay, it's gonna save money.
I'm here to save you guys money. Okay? I don't know. If you
If
guys are asking me, I don't know what to do.
Okay, so basically, now we know sliding glass doors don't necessarily have to replace with new. As long because it's not exposed to the weather, so if you remove it to repair the frame, you will replace it. The issue is the
So you're
window.
gonna put it in
Put
writing?
it in writing.
Yes,
Yes.
very
We will have Doris send an email to us
We
on that.
need it in writing.
Yeah.
So
Alright?
that way it's not, you're telling us one thing and
No,
then.
no, that's no big deal.
Now,
We
the
already talked about
windows
that.
is something, as I said, he doesn't want the responsibility, the liability, so you guys will just have to get someone to install the windows after you have done the plywood under 30 pounds. And then we will figure out how the finishing goes.
And all those letters.
How soon do you
Alright.
think we're gonna get this document? Because there are a lot of homeowners who are
Exactly.
here, that they need the information.
Let's try to get it next week and.
Next
and
week?
have
You get it tomorrow, I'm gonna tell them to send the drawing to send you.
If you get it tomorrow, that's fine. However, things happen.
Right.
So let's get it next week
Okay.
on letterhead so that it can be posted.
And all the homeowners will be informed. Okay.
Next week, when? Next week, when? You got 7 days in next week.
We will talk, I will call Doris tomorrow. and tell her
Tomorrow,
Yes, that's it.
guys, as soon as I leave here, I'm gonna call Dory. I'm gonna tell him, first thing in the morning, prep the letter, send it to Larry, okay? Larry's gonna look, approve it, send it further. to Diana and continues from there.
So can we,
Everybody's gonna have it,
okay, so
I think, by latest Wednesday, everybody.
that's what I'm just about to say.
You
So
know.
can we get it by the end of business day Wednesday so that we can put it up?
I'll be looking for it.
Okay.
Next line item, as I mentioned, we'll be continuing roof works on building 4 and 5, hopefully coming next week. Now, going to the top, we had some contractors' concerns. The contractor is here, so I will say drywall interior repairs caused by beam and truss replacement. That line item is in certain units, termite have damaged majority of the beams, leaking, water intrusion also caused rotting. The contractor now having to replace in certain buildings all the beams on the patio.
Just hold your thought. Only thing you guys imagine, okay? I don't have to replace it. I can sister next to it. But you guys want the termites, wood, and all that to stay there, or you want me to replace it? Because I don't want to do that job to not replacing it. Okay? So I'm doing the best job for you guys what I need. But you guys have to work with me a little bit, because if you keep pounding, I mean, I'm not going to be able to do it. So you need to understand, it's not my fault, my job is to do your roof, no? So it's not my fault everything over there is bad. So I have to remove it. But now, by removing it, you guys need to understand, your ceiling is going to fall because it's holding it to that. So thank God we find it to not fall on you when you sleep or when you walk in the house. Because it's really, really dangerous. And we have a person, remember I showed you, sir, a new roof and we did, how that looked.
It's dangerous.
So it's what it is, and this is why, as the association, to help, with that, somebody, and it's a lot of damage from before. So now when I go in and I repair this here, and they're gonna say, no, I'm not gonna repair that because it's not for me. It's not fair for that unit owner, So you go, repair everything for the unit owner to have like he bought it when he bought it.
And what are the terms of our contract say about that? Because I know we have that guaranteed price for building that in the contract.
Yes, but in the contract, what you have, by removing windows and damaging the dryer, I told you to fix it. So, but removing beam and all that, what dryer is attached, what we cannot control, that's not included. Fixing, I'm replacing your beam, this is what you're paying me for. But I cannot rebuild your whole house because I have to replace a bit, and I give you a price to re-roof.
And this hasn't come up in any of the units in phase 4?
In phase 4, we never had.
Well, in phase 4 is not because it's different builds, so those buildings are built of blocks, concrete blocks. So only starting from half of phase 3 and going towards phase 1, everything is built from wood. So the only thing you have a firewall was built of concrete, what's in between the units.
So I have a question in the porch. In phase 2, we have the nails going outside. Look horrible. I mean, we are not.
You're jumping the point.
We're
We have to
going to get to that point.
You're jumping to the
That'll get fixed.
Okay, perfect. But regarding what you said, for example, in my living room, I have a hole. And you saw it.
All right. This is what we're discussing now.
So this way,
About the beams, in phase 1 in that building, the one that you're just doing, remember you came into my house and you saw
Yeah.
coming in? For that other part where my bedroom is, did you remove that beam or for the flat surface? Were you able
yes,
to?
for the flat surface, we remove.
You removed the beam?
Yeah.
Okay, I was just making sure because when I was looking at it, it looked like you just put the 2 boards there and then there was like a hole through there, but you removed that beam.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't have to worry about my roof coming off from my bedroom, right? All right.
No, what they do in certain situations, if the beam looks okay still, they attach a new one alongside.
Yeah, that's what it
We sandwich it.
That's what it looked like it did from my side.
So it means if it doesn't have termites, it's just, a little, for my leak, a little rot on top, or on the bottom or whatever, then that one gets sister, so the whole lane gets a sandwich, two woods, two
Okay.
but I'm just going to address the topic.
Oh, the
All right. So what has happened with all these termites, rotten beams, they replace it. What we're getting is damaging on the ceilings on the interior. Okay? Now what the contractor is stating that basically these are like unforeseen works that they never really knew they had to go to this extent of changing all these beams. So therefore they're finding in some units that in replacing the beams, you get a few little damage into the ceiling. In certain units, it's advanced. In some units, it's made minor. So they have been trying to make a case with the board if they could just get a little extra to assist in the areas like where complete ceilings are damaged. For example, I think in your building, which is a small hole, they should be addressing it. But in certain areas where they think it's at least a little too extensive, they are asking for some compensation
Not just that,
to assist.
and the previous damages, what was there.
Now, the previous damages that was caused by leaking and this type of thing, this basically is the association's responsibility. So if they want you to do it, they will ask you to do it and you will give a quote. So this basically doesn't come in as part of the news. This is like association's
I don't
responsibility.
want to do any drywall inside if I have to remove the beam and the drywall falls down.
Right, because.
Why am I gonna do that for free?
Because it was the problem, it was not the humidity or anything, because the part what it was the worst is perfect. Apparently when they were working, unfortunately mistakes happened, so they did mistakenly, they make a hole.
If I unit is just a small hole on the side, I've showed it to Doreen, it doesn't take a man an hour to fix that. So these are minor things which I think you can handle. What I'm trying to address are the major areas where you have to replace a whole set of sheets on the side.
I think at this point, what we need to know is for us to get a specific list of the work that needs to be done and the cost that you anticipate that to be.
But
I
Doreen has
think
been
we
sending,
already did that.
Doreen told me he has been sending me these things and
I haven't seen anything, so.
Question.
Well, can we finish this first? Diana, are you getting anything?
Yeah, he's been sending it to,
Okay, I don't remember getting it, but.
it's with this
Okay,
I didn't see
so,
anything either.
all right. So, let's get that out to the board. And let's put that on the next board meeting agenda to make a final decision of exactly what we're going to do about that. So that you've got, you know where you're going.
yeah, we really need a decision on this.
and then it's not piece.
Yeah.
Well, and another thing was the problem in the patios, everybody has an exposed ceiling. But because the existing plywood, what was put over was not a plywood, was a T111 and it's a 1/4 inch. So they basically was no fastener in your roofing, what was penetrating, your roof, because there was no fasteners there. So I have to replace it to today's code to a 5/8 minimum plywood. So, and I have to fasten your roof. So now you have exposed that. So I don't I'm not gonna fix it for free and put back, new ceiling. That's owner responsibility or association, I don't know. But that's the thing, what people talking about, what they have exposed in their patios.
Right.
So this patio ceiling thing is something that the board needs to discuss and give us a decision on.
Sean had something to say.
Yes.
So the other question I have, now these items weren't considered, you knew you were gonna have a lot of these beams. to
Excuse
remove.
me, please.
You knew you were
One
gonna
conversation.
have a lot of these beams removed in the beginning, so the contract wasn't in to have any, structure regarding, interior repairs caused by removing these big beams from the.
The thing is, these big beams, I'm not too sure if Levi took
Because
that.
we had, guys, so we made a contract, so from the contract, it's a lump sum contract, but we include things and we eliminate things. So please go through the contract and you're gonna see the things what's eliminated to make it, to get the agreement from both sides to sign the contract.
Well, the correct approach for that in legal affairs that I have to deal with corporations and such, is when you have a contract, you have the legal team checking to make sure the terms and provisions of the contract are being met. And I haven't experienced that per se in the course of this process.
I would choose to disagree on that.
In and out,
because
and not
we
to
have
tell
been
me.
in constant communication with the association's attorney on all of these issues that we have been having.
Well,
Even up to the current issue that we have with the skylight in her unit, we are consulting the attorney. So the attorney is being consulted.
so who is privy to these conversations? Because
You are on the board, sir,
I'm not seeing.
and everything is communicated through the board president.
Well, I can print out all the emails, and I'm still not going to see what I'm looking for.
You heard what he said, board president.
You can talk to your board president. Everything is
Okay,
being
got it.
communicated through the
Good point.
board. Yes. Am I right or wrong?
Let's move on.
On phase 4, they did the patios, same way,
Yes.
and they replaced they put
Yeah,
that on there.
you're right.
Why
Yeah,
can't we get?
Please explain why you did it in phase 4 and
Doreen is trying to get paid for that. Okay?
It was
You
done.
didn't pay, so this is why you
It
don't
was
do
even
it anymore
paid.
because you didn't
Maybe
pay.
patio or what?
This
We
is
already
what they-
invoiced, we applied, paid, we get paid for it.
Oh,
We
yeah.
didn't got paid.
The old
Oh,
one,
yeah,
yeah,
oh, yeah.
yeah, the old one is this one,
Okay.
but this is the one that she put up, and she told me that she had it done by then.
Yeah,
We did it.
that's not fair.
It's good. I'll say you gotta do this,
so this certain thing
but they're not gonna do it anymore.
have sent emails of that decision for the board.
Right, and we will, obviously, we've got to find some way to make things happen. And we will get those emails out to the board prior to the next meeting and put it on the agenda and get it handled.
So we need this patio ceiling, interior, and
Right.
I think these are the two teething issues that we have right now.
The interior and,
The patios. Ceiling.
The city.
The software and the battery.
Well, they had to replace mine. Mine was all torn up and they tore the roof and the screen. Okay?
Okay, and the last issue we have the contractor is concerned about is a lot of these buildings, they have old satellite dishes just sitting there with cables just all over the place. And when they come to do the works, they ask the residents to remove them, no one does anything, and they're the ones having to remove all this stuff. So we are just asking persons for the next 5 buildings, if you have any old dishes that belongs to your unit or any stuff that requires to be removed, please have them removed on time so we can push this fiber through the next 2 months and then start on the lower
Lights,
sections of the
cameras,
Okay, you talking about satellite dishes on the roof?
Yes, all satellite dishes are no use that is used.
On the roof?
Wait, you just said lights, cameras, too.
lights, cameras, whatever you have, because you have fast
You
enough
find
facial,
out
so I have to
stuff
remove the
up
facial.
there that they don't use anymore.
Well, the facial board and everything, you know, I have to remove, so everything you have attached to it, you know, you have to remove it.
Okay.
You know, otherwise, no, I don't want it, you know, it's not like I cannot remove it, but people usually come back and say, well, it was working before, so how I know?
Okay.
You know, it's these things, you know, or you damage it, you know?
Wait.
Guys, you guys hire me to work together, not to be an enemy, to do jobs. So if we work together, we can do a lot of things. And do good things. Very
Clarification.
simple.
Clarification.
But if
Eli, clarification. When the notices are posted, because I've only done 2 postings. When the notices are posted on the doors, and I spend the time calling the residents 8, 9 o'clock at night, 9:30 at night, okay? Only to hear that we were told, so see, you're saying one thing.
But just finish it, I don't know what to say.
During, and it's communicated differently. We were told if we just take it away enough from the building that the work could be done. So you're saying one thing,
No, ma'am.
it's another.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
No,
I know what you're saying, but I'm trying to.
Let me finish.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me finish. And then I was out here on the property with 3 residents in the upcoming building 5.
Okay.
And they were Diana, because I'm doing follow-ups to make sure it's done on time. We spoke with Astro for them to assist in removing their dishes for them. Not, so if a resident come to you guys and say, I don't have anyone to remove these items for me, can you guys do it? So at that time, let them know. Don't say yes and then it's no. If you're not able to do it, whether they have to pay or if you're gonna do it as a courtesy, because then when I was there, no problem, we will take care of it. This is what I'm hearing in my presence.
But always was like that, we always remove it. When they ask us to remove it, we remove it. But we ask before we get there to remove, for you to remove it, because that's your job.
But then.
Why I have to remove it, and then you're gonna tell me you damage it?
No.
Well, yes.
But then when the time comes, then we get this email, oh, I'm not able to do this because they didn't remove it. Meanwhile, I'm there with the residents.
But it's not about the sunlight, it's about the cameras and the lights.
Anything, because I'm there with the resident. And then in return, I said to the resident, okay, if they're going to do it, what you need to do is then send the email to Doran saying, I give you permission to do this and, at no fault if anything happens. So being out here, it's the back and forth. So the clear communication, and then I get this emails, from you guys, I'll be like, oh, I'm not able to do this because this isn't down, but then you tell the people.
What more communication we have? We give 2 weeks to the people, everything is legal there. Remove it, so what more communication we need to do?
When you're
When we there to do the
But
job.
when you're telling them in
Okay.
advance that you're going to do it for them, that's the issue.
All right.
Okay, one thing.
Yeah, I was just going to any other business, any questions?
Okay, one thing, real quick. When we're removing and reinstalling impact windows, or for people that have impact windows already in their homes, is there a price list for that if you're gonna do it? And if you do it, does that void the warranty on the impact windows that were given by the manufacturer, or whoever installed?
I don't understand.
So it's asking like on the few units that have impact windows installed that I know you remove them and reinstall them.
Yeah.
He's asking if it voids the warranty that was given.
Or
by
are you
the
issuing a
manufacturer.
warranty, or?
I don't.
They covered by me.
No, not the ones that you're.
No, we're talking about previous, not the new ones.
Guys, the new window what was installed
Before.
before
Not those that
me,
Yes.
and I had to remove it and reinstalling it.
Yes.
I covered it. I take care because those windows are impact and are special is made to be able to move it out to install your my
So he's saying yes,
RC
it's covered by his
right?
warranty.
And do we have it in writing, just so we're covered in case of a claim or future?
You're gonna get a warranty when you finish the job.
He will be in the job.
Everything is gonna be in the warranty.
All right. Any other questions?
Did we talk about the second layer of the Furry County?
Or no?
Okay, can we get, and maybe we've done this already, but I don't recall seeing it, a cost.
Yes, you guys got it.
Did you send a cost for the additional quote of the telecom?
Okay, what do you think?
And
Okay, would you send that sure it's on the next
And that's the
meeting
cost for
agenda.
the what?
And question, I have, since February 2024, I haven't seen any building code updates, so what's the upgrade going on here? Can you provide that, the building code you're referencing?
What?
I said, okay, since February 2024, when we started construction, we've done all these buildings. Why are we now having a second layer? Well, can you provide the building code that you're referencing?
Yeah, you can go online and you can print it yourself. It's December 2024, got the new code issue. And you can see that every permit was applied after that date requires that. So the first one, we already had the permits, and when we started, those didn't require. So now the new ones, they all require.
Right, you
That's
can,
from December 2024.
right, you can explain that to us, that
And that was
after-
explained.
after, I think it was January 1st of, it had, the new code
Yeah,
went into
the 20,
effect.
I'm sorry, 2023, 2024.
Right, 2024, the
But
new code
construction
went into.
started February.
Yes,
So
but we had applied for permits to be able to start on February 5th.
They have the permits already approved.
Right, the
Eric
permits,
has a question back there.
okay, the permits were already approved, so they were grandfathered in.
For the,
Right,
a certain buildings, what we said we're gonna start.
so they were grandfathered in, and the permits that had not been approved, we
Well,
had
we
to
didn't
do.
apply for other permits.
Right, of course,
only for
because,
those.
because timeframes. Okay, all right, so.
So my question is, since we had already started construction, why can't we try to apply and get a grandfather for everybody else?
Because it's not possible.
Now, don't say it's not possible if it's not done, because I did construction in Sunrise. Things was already started. I went in and put in a letter, and they granted me the grandfather in because I had already started the contract. So I'm saying is, why can't we just don't say it's not possible? Why not try it first and then say it's not?
And
then
save
it's
us
not?
money.
You're the one applying for the permits.
I can't do nothing about that. So if you want to try, it's either the association needs to try it, or the management or the engineer. So you guys have to go to the city and ask to grandfather in, all the permits what we apply after January, 2024 and today. Continue because we're still applying for permits, no? Because the permits expires. So I cannot apply.
So Larry, can you try to, I'm just saying, at least make an attempt. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But just say it's not possible,
Cities can do it.
it's at least
But
try
the thing
to.
is, we as the engineering company, we are not the one applying for the permits.
There.
They are, the
So
contractor,
you have to do it.
right?
This is strong.
Yeah, I apply for
That's a
this
strong,
one, yes.
So,
But I have to apply by law, so if you want change, I cannot go as a contractor and say, man, I'm sorry, my client doesn't want to pay, so can you grandfather it?
No,
So
we're not saying-
why
No, we're not
no,
saying
let
that.
me explain how it
Yes.
works. In every city works. If the client goes and complains, okay, not me as a contractor, the client needs to complain. That works in every city. In every city works. So the
You
client
say,
needs to
oh,
go.
we say we need to go and do it.
Not you personally.
No, I
but
understand.
Your
I'm saying that
association.
HOA will do it.
But it's better because it sounds better than I go as a contractor, to go, hey man, I need to save money to this people, how are you gonna do it?
You're
So
saying
when
yes,
if you go and complain and say, look, we start this, we sign the contract in that time until we start, so all these permits because they expiring, we didn't apply for them because whatever the other problems we have with window and all these things. And this we hear, and now we need to pay more money to the contract because they all change.
We got to understand.
And I think
We understand, we got to go no further. All right, I'll get some people on the board and we just have to.
if you guys want it, I can write it down.
what you
now.
guys say makes sense. If the association basically makes the request, maybe the city will more go with that than if he has the contractor going to apply for permit saying that, hey, can you grandfather this in under the past code?
Okay.
He makes
Okay,
sense.
and you have, so then I need to get all the permits
You don't need the
from
permits, you just
Dory.
need to go to the, you don't need need the permit, you need to go to the building department and tell them that for the community, the Omega Villas condominium, they know, as soon as you say that, they
They
know.
know us.
Okay.
Simple.
The last time I went down there for 2 hours.
You have to make an appointment.
Without, no, I didn't make an appointment, I just showed up.
Exactly, that's why you say
No,
call,
no, no,
you have to make an appointment.
No, I did not wait for 2 hours. I went there and they spent 2 hours with me, okay? And I had to get Doran on the phone because they wanted all the permits. So if they're going to listen to us, we have to have the information, they're not gonna go look it up. So we'll
Put it in
get,
the letter.
huh?
At least you have the permit numbers and put it in the letter.
Yeah,
So it's
so,
professional as possible.
yeah.
Yes.
Well, they got a feature
So we need
online
to
where you
get
can
the-
print out all, in Excel,
Yeah.
all the permits.
Okay, any other questions? Go ahead. Yes, go ahead.
Can I talk about fences?
Sure.
Okay,
Windows,
fences are up,
fences.
they look okay, I have a big problem with my fence in the back, on 17th Street there. First of all, most of the back fences allow space, but they put the gate in this week, and there is a big space between the bottom of the gate and the ground, 7 inches, I measured yesterday.
So you asking the
How
community,
did they fix that? Can they
alright,
fix
they may
that?
have to drop the gate. What's your address?
1721,
How to drop the gate,
phase 2.
that's the way how the whole thing sits,
That's
everywhere. This is how
Then the gate's
the
gonna be
ground
six.
is, so you
So
have to
it's
guys
area.
everything.
Lower, the gate is lower.
So
than
the fence is 6 foot high, so it's
So
the
is
same
it
fence.
your
everywhere.
terrain that's like that?
What?
Well, I will take a look at it. What's it?
Well,
You
the,
can
the,
see it
and
from
then
the
it looks
ground.
like
Exactly.
8 inches, and it's 7 inches, and goes to 6 inches, it's like giant size.
I'll take it.
Yeah, so when I come on the property, maybe tomorrow on Monday, I normally walk around and look at all these
Yeah,
things, so
you'll
will.
notice it, it's right on the road.
Okay.
When you
So-
drive past, you can notice how high it is.
I have
You
a
said-
comment on
You
the
said
fence.
1721, phase 2.
Phase 2,
Yeah.
My comment on the
And
fence.
you put that on the website?
yeah.
Yeah, it's on the website, so.
Yeah, it's
My,
on-
my comment on the fences is, I understand there was a change somewhere where we were doing certain buildings and then the roofs and then the fences and the first floor. And then that got changed somewhere in the construction process. And then now we're doing roofs and fences. But my question is, it works in the back, but in the front, you have air conditioners and things right there. If you put a fence up right there, the workers have limited space to move materials around in.
We're not putting the fences there, we're just putting the poles.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, they fixed mine, there's
That's
adequate
clarification.
space.
Smart, very smart.
There's adequate space.
Okay.
Okay, oh, and also, before Wilma, I had an enclosure in the front of my house, fence all the way around. in front
We
of my
will
house.
look around up to when it comes to the front areas and replace, because some of these, because in phase 4, there were a lot of buildings that didn't have any fences because the hurricane is going on. So basically, all these fences will be reinstated.
Okay.
In the front as well.
Yeah, the front as well.
So we don't have front.
Yes.
I'm trying to do much as possible for you guys to get faster out of you guys' head.
Okay.
So please don't complain if I do other work, what has to be done either way. And helps you by getting the fence ready to be painted towards the front end of the project. To not wait like we had to wait on phase 4 and half of it.
So I have 2 things. One, so can we have a policy to just ensure that we're asking the homeowner where they want to store their windows when they're removed? Because it didn't appear that he knew where his windows were.
There's 6 windows, 6 sets of windows on my back patio.
No, I understand,
So-
but he didn't know where his windows were, is what I'm
His
saying.
windows are in my backyard.
Well, that's a problem, because he should know where his windows are if he wants to reinstall them.
I just saw windows on somebody's roof, I didn't know particularly who, but I just know mine were taken and I just didn't know where they were.
Yeah, so can we just make sure
Did
that?
you inform the contractor that you're going to put in new windows?
I haven't informed her. I asked for a quote, but then that was the end of like the conversation I had with them, do we know?
The upper
Because I
windows
know
are
when
out.
they remove the windows, they
You
don't
have to
store it in the backyard of the residents.
Shutters on the top.
I mean, I'm still moving the options, I was just under the pretense, under the old pretense that we had to, I asked for a quote, but that was as far as we could communicate.
Okay, yes, yes.
So are you storing all the windows in your backyard?
No.
Coming up?
No.
They just appeared, what can I say?
So, I was looking at the contract, and I was just wondering about the insulation,
You got it too?
because the insulation on my roof wasn't replaced, but in the contract it says that the insulation will be
Insulation
replaced.
on the roof?
Well, I just know I have insulation.
Insulation
I think I
on the roof.
spray insulation in
That's-
mine, the
that's
only reason I know is
nothing
because I'm
to do
missing
with
the
it.
panel, as we know.
The
So,
insulation is so on the
Is on-
document is what they put in the above. When they put the
I'm
plywood,
installing
it's
insulation.
all this
on the
insulation
roof.
above
Oh,
the
okay.
plywood and then
Great.
under the
Okay.
CPU.
that's what I was
Look right
wondering.
here,
It was
this is
like-
what I'm doing, that's your insulation right
I
here.
didn't notice if it was.
Right here.
Alright, so basically that's the insulation.
Awesome.
Not inside of the unit.
Gotcha.
You guys, have on your roof R19.
Next
On the flat
question.
roof, okay? Average of one
I asked
R19,
before,
so
they took off the doors from my laundry room, and then haven't been put back, nor have they fixed whatever it was
we're
damaged.
not putting back the door, you have to get somebody to put back that door.
But that's part of
That's
the,
that's not part of the,
it's
I
part
have
of
to
the
fix
original
everything.
building. It came
Yes.
with a bill.
the windows are original building, so why I have to replace that?
Okay, hang on.
Come on.
Please tell me your unit
Windows and
phase
doors.
number, please.
1753,
What phase?
3.
Okay, so you're missing the louvered laundry room doors.
No, the
No,
doors
they're
are
not missing,
there.
they there.
Oh,
I thought the
Needs
door,
to be
I thought
reinstalled.
the doors when I moved in.
Needs to be
And
reinstalled.
it was replaced, but then when they were doing the beams, the thing collapsed, the ceiling collapsed in my laundry room
Okay,
where my washer and dryer
Right.
are. So
Right.
they took down the doors in
Okay.
order to fix,
That's
Fix what they need. and my doors are sitting on my patio.
okay,
But that's part of the original, it's, the unit came, like that.
right.
I don't know why they had to remove the doors.
According to Patty, she told Doran that has to be done by them.
No.
Okay,
We
well,
will look at that, and then we will see what we can do about it. Because going back and forth here, we have to
Yeah,
get a
that's-
solution. We will look at it, I will look at it, I will tell you, hey, we will determine what happens. Okay, we'll get to a conclusion on it, because I have no idea what's being discussed there, I need to see, determine if it's original structure, they have to build up to something, then we will figure out where to get it.
Yeah, they removed the
Okay,
frame.
so it's 1753 phase 2. Any other persons? So,
During, when you guys were putting the framing in the front of mine, as they were sawing down the old windows in there, they sawed through the drywood, so now there's like a gaping hole
inside.
in my house. And I've already uploaded it to the system, I just didn't know who,
Yeah, I guess this small incidents should be repaired by the contractor, right?
Why? So how I going to remove the beam if I have to cut it? So I have to come inside and remove your drywall first? So it's the same thing.
I mean, I'm not asking
You
you to
have to
drywall,
remove
but there's a big hole caused by the contractor that,
But
well,
it
like,
was
I guess
caused
that's-
intentionally or was caused by negligence? No, it was caused because we had to replace the rocket and then it.
if we're being technical, it is negligence, because it's like, if you have a way to do it professionally, there's not a hole in my wall.
Wow, so that drywall is gonna sit in the air until the drywall stay here until I'm gonna take this wood out and.
I'm not saying that, like, the job's done well, like,
Contract.
I'll compliment you on the job, but
Yeah.
there's a hole in my wall. And it's not even like a roof, it's literally at the window, and there's a big hole. I have to fix it.
You're confused. It's at the front when they were putting the post for his fence. They cut into the wall of the house.
Oh, okay.
That's different. That's
Yeah,
different.
it's in the house, like, I mean, like, if you
Okay.
pay.
That has nothing to do with me.
Your building 1757.
Yes.
We noticed there's an illegal enclosure.
I know, I already looked through the permits, the guy who I bought it from did it illegally, me and Doran already, I think you two spoke to my girlfriend about that.
I spoke to her.
You spoke to her, and we had a communication, and we're sticking to that communication, so that's fine. I already discussed that with him, how we're gonna go about
Everything is
it.
fine.
okay, so wait, the association has to approve that.
Approve what, that the old owner put in a weird
to approve any changes to the building.
Okay, the association let the old owner put it up, so like, go talk to him about it. I was gonna talk to me and Doran about what we're gonna do with it. If you wanted to do something, you would have found out about it when the old owner had it. Now I have to deal with it, now you want to
Probably
go.
grandfathered by now.
Yeah, I think
Like,
it should be
don't take
grandfathered
responsibility
for
when it was
certain
already
things
put.
that
Like, what are you trying to do now?
This is a discussion for you and the board.
I know why she butt in, I was just
Just
talking
likewise,
about it.
your unit and these units have this illegal enclosures at the back also.
Yeah, like, I know, I already moved through the channels. Me and Doran talked to my girl, we have an understanding, we're gonna get that understanding. I don't know why she came in.
Okay, Doran cannot speak for the association,
I don't need Doran to speak to the association, me and Doran have an understanding.
but Doran doesn't have the authority to approve.
Me and Doran have an understanding.
But Doran doesn't have the authority.
Me and Doran have an
You
understanding.
may have an understanding, but the association doesn't.
That's
And
fine,
the
I don't need the association to have
owner of
it.
the
The time
building.
the association needed to know about it was when the old owner put it
And
in.
the old
Now
owner
that we know there's a situation going on, now the association wants to come in.
was,
Unless I hear the association wants to pay for it, I really don't care what the association has to say about it.
Well, your issue and issues that may be grandfathered in are raising the legal liability that they can sue the association for if the owner's rights are interfered with to a certain degree on that. So, you know, you can refer to the attorneys, but I would caution,
attorneys involved instead.
I would caution
We have a lot of.
you messing with his grandfather and property.
We need rules.
Just a thought.
All right, so it is now 8:01. I'm adjourning the meeting.
But before we adjourn, I would like to congratulate Sean, we have a nice meeting tonight.
Hey, I didn't have to pray anybody. I didn't have to pay for information. I didn't have to do that.
Just continue having a nice discussion. Thank you. No interruptions. I would really appreciate it. I really appreciate it tonight.
Basically, you pay down payment, you pay 50 points, you know how we have to